Well, that blew up. So the last couple weeks have been like a dream to me watching how far this project has gone. I would have never expected it to be this popular. But I did want to do a video on my afterthoughts about the project and talk a little bit about it. So I've now had the R-301 for about a week and a half, and I kind of figured we should go over it and talk about what I did and didn't like about my build. I'm also going to try and reply to some of the comments that I got a lot, and talk about the future of the channel. When I'm making stuff, I always try and be honest with myself about what I can do better and how I can improve on the next project. So design-wise, I think my biggest issue was the placement of the screws on the grip. For some reason, I decided to put both screws at the back of the grip with nothing to stabilize the front. This caused the grip to be a little bit wobbly, and I tried to glue it, but it just wouldn't hold. Going forward, I'll probably add something like these tabs to help stabilize the front of the grip. Now, the next issue I was having was the Heatset inserts. For some reason, they kept coming back out, as you can see here. This happened with the Picatinny rail, and it made the sights kinda unreliable. At closer ranges, it's probably unnoticeable, but at longer ranges, you're going to start seeing that your shots are a lot less consistent. This is because further distances can amplify the deviation from the target. Going forward, I'll probably create holes that the nuts can slide into, and that way it has more wall to grab onto and stop it from coming back out. We were bored on Sunday morning, so we decided to take the R-301 to the shooting range. This way. I brought a few of my guns with me, but of course I was mostly here for the R-301. While we were there, we started having issues with jamming. Now, it's kind of unlikely that this is the R-301's fault, as I've had this issue with my other 22 using this same box of ammo. Most of the time, it still worked fine, and I'm almost to the end of the box, so I don't really mind it too much. Now, other than these small issues, I honestly really enjoyed this build, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. Yes, I could have gone back and sanded some stuff, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it on a functional print like this. I'm worried about the coolest part, and that's the fact that it actually fires.
That's awesome! That's so cool!
And now, the comments. I will start by saying thank you to everyone who was supportive in the comments. It actually meant a lot to me, but those aren't the comments I'm going to focus on right now. For anyone who doesn't know, Apex Legends takes place in the Titanfall universe. Because of this, Apex uses a lot of the same guns as Titanfall, or variants of the guns from Titanfall. And this led to a lot of, actually, the R-301's from Titanfall. Now, this wouldn't bother me if it was just like one comment about it, but no. There were over 50 comments trying to correct me that the R-301 was in Titanfall. You see, while the R-301 is a variation of the R-201 and R-101 from Titanfall 1 and 2, they are not the same guns. And when we look at the weapons options for Titanfall 2, there is no R-301. Alright, now that that's out of the way, I'll actually answer some questions that you guys had in the comments. Starting with, why didn't I go for a higher caliber? So judging by the damage we see in-game in relation to other guns and the casings that we see coming out of the R-301, I'd say the closest real-life ammunition we have would be 223 or 556. While I really would have liked to do those calibers, I just do not have the money right now. You see, the 22 I got after taxes was about $150 to $160. Meanwhile, just the barrel for a 556 is about $100. And then there's how many dollars I have to spend on this stuff.
Well, I've only got 7.
Let's just hope I'll be fortunate enough for the channel to continue growing so I can make more accurate replicas going forward. Now, the next question I got a lot is, will I be selling the files or kits for this? You see, while making this project is legal in my state, selling the files or printed kits of them becomes a gray area. And seeing as my channel just got monetized and I prefer not to go to jail, I'm not going to push that boundary.
No thanks, I choose life.
So one thing people seem to complain about in the first video is how long it took me to put a magazine in. See, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've never exactly loaded an R-301 before. And to the people that were complaining, congratulations, I know how to load it faster now, I hope you're happy. Now let's talk about the future of Banished builds.
I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
I was very fortunate to get a lot of new subscribers from my R-301 video. However, not everything on the channel is going to be functional prints like that. While I really do like making functional stuff like this, I also like cosplaying and going to conventions. Because of this, some of my work is just props, meant to look good but not really do much. So the channel is going to have 3 major focuses. One will be functional replicas like the R-301 and caustic gas grenade. The second one will be casual cosplay, like stuff I would just wear to a convention. And the third is competition cosplay, which will look a little better than our casual cosplay without being as dangerous as our functional replicas. With the cosplay stuff, I will try to include some tutorials. Functional stuff, I'm not really sure if I want to be teaching that because I don't really want people to be unsafe with it and get hurt. But the next couple months, I'm going to be working on version 2 of my Mirage cosplay, which will go in the competition cosplay category. And then hopefully we'll get back to Bangalore's Tactical. Lastly, I want to thank the Apex community for how supportive you guys have been on this project. I would have never guessed that it would have gotten as big as it did, and I really hope this channel can continue to entertain you guys. There's a lot of builds coming up that I have planned. There's a lot more ideas I want to get to, but I think this is just the beginning, and hopefully you guys will be pretty happy with what comes next on Banished Builds.